perceptions are an approximation of reality, and not a very good one at that. Yeah. So it's good to challenge our perceptions from time to time. Yeah, we know this from a scientific standpoint, don't we? Sam? Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in order to get into the idea of, what is the way? Are we doing the way? Are we doing the work of the way? It's going to require a different way into it than what we're used to. We're still not anywhere near the esoteric, but we got to get on the signal of what the way is. And so I thought it would be helpful. Kind of reminds me, there's a really great dialogue in the Alice in Wonderland book, by Carol. You know the book, Through a Looking Glass or whatever, where Alice is, she meets the Queen, and the Queen says, "How old are you?" And Alice says something like, 7.5, or exactly 7.5 years, I think is what she says. And the Queen says, "You can do away with the exactly part. Right? It's not necessary." And then Alice asks the Queen, "How old are you?" And the Queen says something along the lines of, "I'm 101 years old, 5 months and 43 days. And Alice says, "Oh, I find that kind of hard to believe." And the Queen says, "Well, take a deep breath and try." And Alice says, "Well, you can't believe. No one can believe the impossible." And the Queen corrects her and says, "Oh, no, no, no. Why? There was a point in time when I would believe 6 impossible things before breakfast." Yeah, it's a really good line. Yeah. So I guess my question to you is, how many impossible things have you believed today? It's quite esoteric work if you know how to read that, Alice in Wonderland.
I have it on my shelf.
Yeah, it's on a personal development journey, huh? If you have the eyes to see it that way, I suppose. Yeah. How many impossible things have you believed today? Time or Sam? Or...
Me. I have had a week of trying to believe an impossible, because I can't remember what it was last week, but something triggered the story of Michelangelo and the statue David. Somebody asking him, "How did you do that?" He said, "I just chipped away at everything that wasn't the statue." And that led me into myself, because I think we were talking about having layers, barriers, things in the way.
Yeah.
And so I then took it more to myself, and how do I recognize the bits that don't belong to the essence of who I am?
Sure.
That I think we were talking about personality and roles that we play.
Yeah, and you're going through those videos anyway, aren't you? So if you've been kind of getting stuck into that.
Yeah, no, and so I've run with that all week, to the point where today I was walking the dog. We've done 3 walks today. I had a lot of thinking to do. And we walked around the edge of a field where the farmer has put down like builder's rubble so he can get his tractor across it. And I noticed there were pieces of marble. And I kept looking at them, and they kept speaking to me.
Looking back at you, yeah. Right.
Yeah. Very
interesting. Yeah, that's a good analogy. I think I'll have to use that, if you don't mind, about the David statue. It's a very good analogy. Very good analogy for what it is that we do. I have a question. Since we're on the topic of reality, what's this? Can you see it? I'll get it close.
Coin.
A coin. Can I eat it?
I mean, you
Well,
can, but
I
don't
can,
think
right?
it's
Right.
that
But is it
right.
going to do any good if I eat it? Can I live in it?
No.
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 Can I do
Yeah.
anything really organically useful with it? Wear it as a hat. Can I do that? Right. Keep the rain off the head. Back scratcher. I
What
mean,
metal is it?
huh?
What metal is it?
Silver. It's silver. Yeah. Silver dollar is what it is. Right. So what good is it? What good is this?
Perceived value?
The perceived value. All right. So what's that?
What it would fetch per ounce,
Hmm. And who
giving
decides
it
that?
a monetary
And who decides
that
that?
would arbitrary. The scarceness of what's needed at a time.
Really? Is that what decides it? Decides the value of that silver dollar? In other words, if I gave it to a chimp and there weren't very many bananas, would he be able to go take some bananas from another chimp and give him
For
the
the
coin in
dollar.
return? Huh? Well, I guess
Yeah.
they're kind of like that actually. Probably a bad analogy because if you've ever been in a place around a lot of monkeys, like well, India, for example, right? Parts of India, they'll rob you blind. they'll come steal everything you own and intimidate you in the process of it. Yeah. But anyway, intrinsic value is what I'm talking about, right? It has value because our shared consciousness is, our shared conscious I, if you want to put it that way, decided that it has value. But in the end, there's nothing really that real about it. I mean, it's what we agreed. What we agreed I can do with that thing, yeah? That silver dollar. Pretty much the same thing with everything else around you if you begin to think about it in that way. You have sort of a lovely hearth behind you there, Hannah and Sam. Yeah. What is it? What is it really?
It's a fireplace.
Yeah. Okay. But what is it really? Fireplace, what you call it. Huh?
Bricks.
Bricks. Okay. Sure. We can start there. What are bricks? It's more like stone to me, but yeah, it might be bricks.
Yeah, it is stone bricks.
Stone bricks,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. What are those? All right, Sam, get up, if you will, please. Go touch it. Didn't have to get up. Optical illusion. It looks farther away. Were you able to touch it?
Yeah.
No, you weren't.
Oh. Oh.
What happened?
On the physics side of it, when my hand gets close enough, the brain's trying to think what it's called now.
Well, the electrons, isn't it? The electrons and the
yeah.
the
So I'm not actually touching it, but it's getting close enough that there is it's pushing back through
repulses like two magnets. It
Yeah.
repulses. Yeah. So the harder you press, the more that force builds up between you and it, but you can't actually ever touch it, right? And so from that standpoint, is it more fair to say that it's a force field that looks like a brick or looks like stone bricks? Why don't you do me another favor, Sam? Take a look at it. Look at it. All right. Did you see it? He's gonna get clever now. Did you see it?
I mean, I think so.
You think you saw it? So you're telling me that the light bouncing off of that, entering your eye, stimulating a neurochemical response in your optic nerve, which then gets electrically transmitted to your brain, which then pulls a name out of it and says, right, bricks, fireplace, hearth, whatever, sort of thing, that you actually saw it out of all those transitions.
When you put it like that,
All
no.
right. Can you hear it? All right. If you tap that metal vase there or knock on it or something like that, are you hearing it? You're catching on now, right? You're going to censor yourself.
I mean, it sounds like a fireplace if I was to tap
Right.
it.
But isn't that inside you? Yeah. I mean, the sound it makes is really its molecules. Well, the molecules of your knuckles knocking up against the molecules of the fireplace, which we've already established doesn't really touch anyway, and creating a ripple in the airwaves around it, which then strikes something that looks an awful lot like a drum inside of your ears, which does the same thing, converts it into neurochemical signals, which then your brain says, that's the sound of me whacking on a fireplace. Right?
Yeah,
But did you actually hear it? Or did you just hear your representation of it?
just heard a representation of it.
Yeah, you see. Okay, so if you had no knowledge that that's a fireplace and you looked at it, would you look at it the same? Would you be able to look at it objectively and come to the same conclusion without ever having known what a fireplace is or does, or maybe never even having seen bricks, never having experienced, whether it's fluffy or solid, or whether it makes a sound or anything? What would you be able to make of that thing?
I probably wouldn't think that it's a fireplace.
Yeah, you wouldn't know what to make of it, really, right?